Hello, let us talk about the game that was released this month. The name is called Dreamlight Valley. Dreamlight Valley was developed by Gameloft. It was in early access and you can have it on different platforms. But of course, I bought this on Steam. What is Dreamlight Valley? It is like Animal Crossing with added touch of farming, gathering, exploration, solving simple puzzles, and many people love town decoration. Usually when I play a game, I needed that spark to hook me up at first or else I am 100% sure I won't love the game. But this game is different and at the same time it is not for everyone.
So let us talk about the good stuff that this game has to offer. But first, I have to say we will try to limit some of the footage in our gameplay as we don't want to spoil the fun for you. We want this review to be kept simple and say all the important stuff that we found interesting in the game.
Somehow you manage to end up in this valley which is called Dreamlight Valley, and you will meet Merlin, one of the Disney characters, and ask you if you can help him in restoring the valley. Well, it is very typical, especially in a game like this, so you will be prompted with different decisions. To be honest, I don't think it will affect every decisions you pick, but I guess it will affect how much friendship points you will get when it comes to befriending Merlin or whoever you're talking to. Befriending town folks in this game, I find it very easy, so you don't have to worry about it. The game opens up for you in a slow pace, which for me it is very good. It keeps you wanting to do more and at the same time makes you think what you will unlock next after you finished a particular quest. One thing that I love about this game is every character in the game, the more you befriend them, the more items you will unlock from them. There is also a feature in this game. It is some sort of skill that you want for them to help you with. When you ask them to hang out with you, such as foraging, fishing, farming, digging, and mining, you won't see them doing those tasks, but it will give you added stuff when you do certain actions that is inclined to the skill that you pick for them. Keep in mind though, you cannot change it, so you gotta make sure that's the one you want for them. But I will say it again, it doesn't really matter. It is not something of a game changer unless you really need a ton of that particular items and you really need to gather that item fast because you just cannot wait to craft that stuff or you just simply wanted to finish that quest faster. This game is so relaxing. You do what you want, finish quest when you want. It is really like Animal Crossing. Although they don't do like what the animals do in Animal Crossing where they come knocking in front of your door and visit your house, although I wish they do. I haven't experienced anything such as the townsfolk gives you gift and my friendship level on some of the townsfolk is like level 5 to 6. When it comes to shops in the game where you buy furnitures or clothing, that one changes every day. It is like Animal Crossing. It sync into your in real time when, for example, if it's morning in your time, in the game it's gonna be the same, and if it's night in your time, in the game, it's gonna be the same as well. Although I am not sure when the time it resets, but probably at 12 a.m. or 6 a.m. I'm not really sure since I haven't tried to play the game at that hour. So every townsfolk has their own schedule, but I haven't explored that out yet since I don't have enough unlocked facilities in the game. But one thing that I do see is that your townsfolk are doing something else, like you see them moving around, going to their houses, and they do different tasks such as, for example, Goofy, he actually goes there at the lake and just fish. And one thing that I find it really cute when you pass by, they say something to you or just they stay like a creep over there until you move and they just keep on and on like talking to you. And one thing that I find it very interesting is that when you're doing a task, like for example, you're fishing and then they pass by, they will just hang out with you over there automatically. Even if you didn't ask them, they just like spend time over there with you and just see if you managed to catch a fish or you didn't, and they will make this some weird or cute emotes that shows but if you succeeded or not. So they kind of like cheer you on or they get sad with you. So yeah, I find it really interesting when they try to engage with you when you do certain tasks.
Let's talk about decorating, cooking, and crafting. You unlock the recipes by gathering particular items that are scattered around the map. You can also unlock recipes by digging and other various activities you do in the game. I can see that there are enough varieties that you can use to decorate your house or town, and as well in crafting. As you can see in the gameplay, we've unlocked quite a lot of stuff that we can craft and only managed to unlock not even half of the map. Not even to mention that we haven't managed to get in one of the realms. We're not going to dive into when it comes to the other realms, as we don't want to spoil it for you. But yes, there's multiple realms in the games which are very interesting. When it comes to cooking, there are enough recipes that you can cook. There are two ways to get the recipes. Either you try your luck by simply placing any kind of ingredients and hoping you'll unlock something, or getting them by gathering or digging. I'm pretty sure you'll get the recipes in many ways. And trust me, getting or learning the recipes on your own is very easy. Since you're able to cook, you can craft it for your town folks or eat it to replenish your energy, which is by far not a hard thing to do. There are many ways to replenish your energy, but you get a pretty good bonus than just having the fruits that you forage.
Let us talk about the map. The map is quite big enough for us to enjoy the exploration, but you cannot simply get there. You need Dreamlight Star. Getting Dreamlight Star is very important in this game, as gathering these stars, you are able to unlock areas in the map and allowing you to travel to other realms. Getting Dreamlight Stars is very simple. You just have to do various tasks in the game. Besides Dreamlight Stars, we also have different currencies in the game. You have coins, which you use to buy stuff from Goofy or Scroob McDuck, who owns the shop, where you actually buy furniture and clothing. There is also a star coin. This star coin allows you to buy event items that you cannot find in the world. Lastly, we have Moonstone. This one you can get from the chest, but as I noticed, it is rare to get. But there is an event right now which is called Pixar Fest, which you also get Star Coin, and through Star Coin you get Moonstone. As I can see in the path from this event, correct me if I'm wrong, you use Moonstone to buy cosmetics for your character or either furnitures that you cannot buy from MacDuck.
One thing we want to mention that we found very interesting is that you are able to relocate every house or facility in the game. One thing I want to add when it comes to inventory, you can expand the slots of your backpack, as well your chest inside your house through upgrading your house. There is a chest that you can place anywhere, either inside or outside of your house. This chest doesn't combine all the stuff you have in other chests, which is a very good thing. That means you can organize your stuff depending on the type that you want to put only in that particular chest. Let's talk about story. The story in this game is not very deep. It is more all about you helping and bringing back the town folks that were lost. Simply put, saving the valley, as it shows in the trailer. But along the way, you will have to overcome some puzzles. These puzzles are rather simple to go through, but enough to challenge you to think, which we honestly love. The puzzle offers little hints through text or visual, and it's up to you to pay attention to them.
When it comes to the visual of the game, it looks really nice. I don't have any complaint with it. I love the combination of colors. It is really Disney-like. Animation are also very good. For an early access game, I cannot complain because the animation are clean and so animated. So that's all I can say when it comes to the animation part. And for an early access game, I can tell you, animation of every characters in the game is really good.
Sounds and voice. Sound and music are pretty good. It's nice to hear most of the Disney music that are as soundtrack in the background. And you have the mini radio in your house that you can also place outside, and you can listen to random Disney songs. It's very calming, not to mention when there is a thunderstorm in the game, it feels really cozy. When it comes to voices of the character, it is quite good, but they are not fully voiced. It's a random cue that gives you an idea of how the character really is. Look, we're not fans of Disney. There are some movies from Disney that we enjoy and love, as we can't fully recall how all characters sounds like in the movies, but from most of what we can remember, we can say that they are quite similar. if not the same as we remember them from the movies. We will talk more about voices, especially on characters, but after the good stuff. Controls. When it comes to controls, we don't really have a problem. They feel actually really fluent and feel quite polished for an early access game. If you're obviously gonna pick this game later on when it exits the early access, I believe you're still gonna have a good time. It feels great on the control, and if you're trying to play maybe on a Steam Deck or maybe you're playing with a controller, I don't think you're gonna be disappointed. Cons. Now let us talk about cons in this game. There are quite a few, but since this is still in early access, they might add up in the future, hopefully.
One thing I noticed, your character doesn't make any sound, there is no cues, nothing. Not even when you mine, water crops, till the soil, nothing. I just felt a bit disconnected by my character in general. This is weird for me since the character in the game has their own cues, but why they cannot add on your own character? Although I am hoping that they will add this in the game soon. In my gameplay, I don't see any bugs so far, but one thing I noticed, the rock spawn where it shouldn't be. Like for example, the rock spawn in front of the door of the villagers, so the villagers cannot go anywhere. He is stuck there. It's actually funny how they look, how desperate they are to actually get out of that rock. Although these are just the minor issues in the game, you can actually break the rocks. There is no problem with that, but just like this random spawn of rocks is uncontrollable.
When it comes to cooking, we are a bit disappointed because they don't have different kinds of utensils. It's only a pot where you cook all your dishes. I wish we can fry a fish using a frying pan. It makes no sense to cook a grilled fish using a pot. We found this a bit lazy, and it doesn't seem like they put much thought into it. I see the same thing in plants. When you first plant the crop, they all look the same. What we mean by this, they have the same visual, which is the first stage and makes identifying the plants more difficult. It can be quite disappointing, especially since this is a farming game. The main focus of the game is as well farming because you can earn money from crops and you can cook food using the crops. It would be nice someday to have them added as proper visual depending on the crops that you have planted. This only applies to the first stage of the process of growing your plants. After that, once it starts growing and it is in the harvest stage, you can actually spot the difference. As Armea loves her farming games, for her this is a major issue because she would love to see proper visuals of the crops, not only when they're harvestable crops, but also when they're growing and they're in the sprouting phase, if you know what I mean.
Talking about the furnitures in the game, since this game is real-time, there is no reason to sleep because your character can easily replenish your energy. That's when the bed came in the topic. You cannot sleep on the bed, all you can do is sit. And to the other furnitures, you don't have the ability to interact with it. For example, I have a piano. I was very excited to place it at first, only to find out I cannot interact with it. So very few furnitures that you can interact with, which is really disappointing. You can only interact with the chairs, bed, chest, and radio. As far as I know, I've still got plenty of furnitures in my house, but I just end up getting disappointed. For me, what's the point of your house if you have little things to interact with? The quality of life is not there yet. Plus, the grass that you can add from the landscape in edit mode is static. Probably I'm being demanding about this, but it doesn't hurt if they add some sway on the grass when your character passes by. I'm somewhat disappointed in this lack of feature, not to mention when you are editing your town for a long time, let us say for about 15 to 30 minutes or so. When you try to save and exit, some of the furnitures or landscape that you place cannot save. I don't know why, but I can tell that this is a bug. For me, it's a major bug that they need to fix ASAP. I had this problem last night while I was editing my town. I'm just glad that I didn't lose much progress. Probably 5 minutes of my time has been lost. But you know, it can be quite annoying, especially you have to place the furnitures or landscape that you add in the town again and again.
Since this is an early access, they might add this in the future, such as allowing us to sort our items in our inventory or inside the chest, allowing us to pick how many items we want to cook or craft, and other stuff that are lacking in the game that we've mentioned earlier. Since we have pets in Dreamlight Valley and other exotic animals that are in the wild, it is a shame that we cannot actually engage much more with these animals, such as petting them and being able to interact and attend their hunger needs and other needs that usually your pets have, we think that this would be an essential thing to do if you would have a much more in-depth interaction with your pets, and that would make their whole meaning in the game much more meaningful. For the moment, they really don't feel like they have much life, and we would hope that this would become a thing.
So far, these are the issues that I encountered in the game. Remember, it is only early access. They might add this feature and fix the issues that we have, which I am hoping. Especially the cues of the characters, be able to interact with many furnitures that you place in your home or outside, and allowing us to pet our pets. Come on guys, seriously. Here we go again, pets in the game and not allowing us to pet them. Sadly, they are just decoration at the moment, but hopefully in this next coming update, they're gonna add these features because it's really sad. They are so cute and I just wanna pet them. And even if it's not my pet, I just want to pet those wild animals. They're so cute.
Is the game worth £24 or $30 if you live in the US? Yes, the answer is definitely yes. Despite the fact that it has its own issues, especially the fact that it is in early access, the game stands quite well as itself. Compared to other early access games that we've played in the past, this one comes out quite well. I mean, most of the things that you will see visually in the game are quite polished and you will have no issues whatsoever. And if you are a fan of the Disney characters, you'll definitely have a good time actually interacting and knowing more about these characters. As time progresses and we think that this game will become more and more overwhelming when it comes to content from Disney and Pixar, we think that you're gonna have a ton of fun, especially the fact that decorating in this game is a lot of fun, and Armea really enjoyed her time doing all the things that she could possibly do. And the story overall starts to wrap up and makes more sense. So if you're interested to know more about that and what's going on, it's definitely gonna be a game that you would want to pick up. Also, do remember that if you are watching this video later on, there is a possibility that this game is going to be free to play. So more likely than that, I would say obviously go pick it up, because why not? You're not paying anything whatsoever. But if you're considering to purchase it now while it's still in early access, do consider it, because if you're a fan of Animal Crossing and you love farming games, this one will not disappoint you, and honestly, we guarantee that you will love it if you are a fan of Disney.
So my review for this game is: if you play this game, let me know what you think about this. What do you like about the game, and what are the things that disappoints you? We would love to hear your feedback. This is Armea and Vashural from Telplay. Thank you so much for watching. If this video helps you in purchasing Dreamlight Valley, give this a thumbs up. If you're new in the channel, subscribe and turn on the post notification bell so you won't miss any new uploads every week or every month depending on our schedule. Your support really means to us to keep on going and upload more stuff for you to watch. Also, we have Discord. Feel free to join and bond with us, discuss gaming topics, get game updates, news on a daily basis. Take care and see you on our next video. Bye!